What's up everyone, it's your girl Sima and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about how to start your foodie or lifestyle blog. I want to be clear, this is not about how to get 30,000 followers in the next 90 days. This is not about how to make some money within the next 3 days. We can actually talk about all those things in another video. But today I simply want to talk about getting started. So when it comes to feeling comfortable and understanding what it is that you're doing, setting yourself up with a solid foundation so that you can build community and eventually partner with brands who will sponsor you or at bare minimum allow you to have a free experience in order to do a review for exchange, right? And also get invited to all of the fun events that influencers and content creators get to take advantage of when they have a solid foodie or lifestyle brand. So let's go ahead and get started. I started Things to Do in Atlanta in 2019. I had moved to Atlanta in 2018, and when I moved out here, I really didn't have many friends and I didn't understand the city. It was my first time officially being in a new place where I was completely unfamiliar with where to go, what to do, who to know. And so I would spend a lot of time on Instagram. I spent a lot of time on Meetup. I ended up hosting my own event series called Sunday Coffee, where I invited fellow content creators and creatives to come out and just exchange ideas. And eventually I said to myself, I'm always looking up the hashtag Things to Do in Atlanta, Things to Do in Atlanta. I'm always looking for Things to Do in Atlanta. And I noticed that there was no page, no platform for Things to Do in Atlanta. I said, I'm snagging the page. I'm just gonna go ahead and get it done. And I started on a little account that I had with about like 400, not even, maybe 200 followers, right? And I turned it into that page. And so what I did is I introduced myself. I had a couple friends on there, and I introduced myself as, hey guys, I'm going to be doing things in Atlanta and I want you to watch me do these things. And it became my passion project. I really didn't have an idea to monetize on it for real or to make it into what it is today. I was just having fun and having a good time. And what is it, like 4 or 5 years later, that good time has turned into a really lucrative source of income for me and a really dope, solid source of community. So the first step to starting your lifestyle or foodie blog is to figure out what it is that you actually enjoy doing. So if you're a foodie, you probably like to taste new things, you probably like to go to new places, but you also understand that if you're starting a foodie journey, it's pretty expensive. You're traveling to different places. A lot of times you're not going to just off rip be given food for free. So you're taking yourself out on dates or going out on dates with others. And then you're also not only spending a lot of money, but you're spending a lot of time just researching what's the next restaurant that's coming up, where's the next thing that's happening, because also you're probably not getting anybody that's giving you this information immediately. Now, if you do have the resources or connections to be able to know what's happening in your city off rip, then take advantage and use it. But if you are brand new to the field and you're just like, look, I want to get this thing started, it takes a lot of time to really source out things that people who are in your city probably don't know about yet, right? Do not worry about what other people are thinking during this time. This is not the time to think specifically about like, will they like this? Is this good enough? Have they reacted enough? Should I do a poll? Should I figure out what they want from me? No, this is not the time. You know, one of my favorite social media coaches, there's this popular sound that he has. It's like, stop posting like a celebrity. You are not a celebrity. And I think it's so cute because we get so wrapped up in our minds that while we're creating a brand, we pretend that we have the $1 million brand. And sometimes it's okay to just sit in a season of I'm not there yet and have fun with the things so you can become the brand that you want to be. So this is not the time or the season to be thinking about, are they going to like it? Oh, they didn't like it enough. Let me delete it. Let me do it over. This is the time to be as cringy as you want to try as many things as you want to throw some spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Next, figure out your consistency. heavy on your consistency. What's consistent for me may not be consistent for you. And the reason for that is our lives are just not the same. Maybe you're working a 9 to 5, maybe I'm working a 5 to 9. Maybe I'm a full-time content creator, maybe you're doing this on the side. Whatever it is, you have to figure out the rhythm that works for you. And platforms, social media, all of that work like a rhythm, the algorithm. You have to get in the rhythm of what it is that you're doing. So that means that even if you're giving us one fire post a month, and you're letting that post ride you through, you can do that. It's not the worst thing in the world, especially if it's like people have learned to accept that this is what you give. And the reason, I know it sounds crazy, but I do follow content creators that don't post very often, but when they post, it's a gift and we enjoy it and we don't unfollow them. So I would recommend at least once a week, right? There's this idea that you need to post 3 times a day, 5 times a week, and it's just simply not true. Because if you really hit your target audience correctly, like if you really find your sweet spot, right, you can allow these viral posts that you're putting out to carry you on. And we'll talk about viral posts later, but what I'm trying to say is that, say for example, you post once a week and you really put the focus into the quality. Your lighting is there, you're doing something that's new and exciting, it's engaging, it's to the point, and people begin to really like it. That post that maybe does 100, 200 likes or something like that when you first start out, after getting enough traction and after being shared by the right people, can start to really pick up. And the more people see this, is the more people may follow you. Now, the reason why we want to post at least once a week is because we want to be building a portfolio. If somebody sees a post that you do and they really enjoy it, but then they go on your platform and there's no other posts there that are similar to what it is that they like, chances are they're not going to follow you. But if they can get on there and binge and be like, oh yeah, I can't wait till the next time they do this again, then yeah, you're putting yourself in a position to go ahead and get you some new followers without having to put the heavy lift on yourself of posting multiple times a day, multiple times a week, because that's just not realistic for all of us, right? Alright guys, the last thing that I'm going to recommend you do is choose a person. Now remember, I told you, don't think about the audience, this ominous force that's watching you like Big Brother. But this is what I did that really helped me to hone in and start to attract the audience that I wanted. Choose one person. I said this in my marketing videos before. I tell my clients this all the time. Stop just saying like, I want the pretty girls, I want the students, I want the Gen Zs. Choose somebody, right? There's somebody out there that for everything you post, even if it's just a friend, they're going to like it and enjoy it, right? So figure out who that person is that whenever you post something, this is something that they can use. For me, my target audience is singles and students. It's the weirdest thing ever, right? Because I'm not single and I'm not a student, but because of the things that I like to do in Atlanta, our values kind of align. And so I do have singles and I do have students on my page that I'm familiar with. And when I first started to go viral, and also as my page started to grow, I paid attention to that. I pretended that I was posting for these people specifically, as if I was sharing to a group chat or something like that. What is something that they would get to the point? What's something that would get them excited? What's something that they would want to share to other friends? And that's how I began posting. And one of my most popular posts was one where I said, if you're in Atlanta and he doesn't take you out, he doesn't take you seriously. Because that's something that I would say to one of my single friends, like, girl, if that man is out in Atlanta with all the things to do out here and he's not taking you out, I don't know. And lo and behold, it did over 1 million views, and many men in Atlanta hated me. But that's another story for another day. So we're going to figure out who we're talking to specifically. We're going to choose a person. It can be your bestie that's always supporting you. It can be the stranger that's always liking. Now, I recommend going with the stranger because your bestie may not necessarily be influenced by you. And the point is to influence people. The more people you influence is the more brands want to work with you. And brand partnerships are one of the most lucrative ways to make money as a content creator, especially foodies and lifestyle bloggers. So that being said, it's time to go ahead and get started. If you are on my Patreon, which is in the link in my caption, if you are not a part of it, if you'd like to join, it's only $5 a month, but you get tons and tons of information I'm going to be providing this video, but I'm also going to be providing you with some tools that I use to get started. So make sure you check that out. It's time to go ahead and get started. I don't know what's stopping us at this point, but if you are on my Patreon, you'll see that there are some goodies available for you to help you with planning. So you get more than just this video. And if you're not on my Patreon, you can go ahead and check the description to sign up today. It's only $5 a month, but you get tons of information. And you also get to ask me personal questions about your own brand that I'll be more than happy to answer. So I hope this helps, and happy foodieing, happy lifestyling, and best of luck. See you next time.